Aloha and welcome to Knitted Paradise, where the needles are clicking and the yarn is squishy. My name is Lucia, and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Pearl of the Pacific. Today is Monday, September 21st, and this is episode 89. Hello, everyone. I did record yesterday, and somehow the computer ate it. I don't know what happened to it. But, oh well, it was a little rambly, so you should probably be glad that I'm re-recording this. Plus, I finished some more things, so that's kind of exciting. Well, hello, this is Pantalaimon the cat, who's decided to sit on my lap for this excursion. So, he may get up at any point, but he's here for now. Aren't you? He doesn't really care. He's like, warm lap, I'm going to sit on it. Okay, let's jump right in. Below the conch shell, we have a giveaway drawing to do for the 6 Bits patterns, or patterns from 6 Bits, the storybook for knitters. There's a thread in the Ravelry group where you could answer the prompt, which was, how do you immerse yourself in your knitting, and be entered to win one of 3 patterns. And so the winners are as follows. Number 12, which was Idle Cats Knits, you've won Canyon. The winner of Skyline was number 2, which is La Jolla Girl. And the winner of Talus was 11, which is M. Plonka. So hopefully I pronounced those somewhat correctly. Sorry if I totally butchered them. And so please get in contact with me somehow and let me know what your email address is, and I will pass that along to the ladies of 6 Bits and they will send you your patterns. So, yay, thank you. Alright, next, on the island, I have a lot less things than I did last time I recorded because I finished some things last night. The sport weight sock design is still happening. I haven't touched it in a few weeks because I was having some problems with it and I just put it down in timeout for a little bit. I'll go back to it. I know what I want it to do and I think I know how to make it do it. I just have to write it in a way that is easy for people to understand. I tend to do these. I tend to make things that are complicated that I can do if I'm just making it up for myself, but then I have to write it down for you all to understand. So that's a whole nother ball game that I have not entered yet, or that I've kind of entered. I'm just not doing very well at it. The other design that I'm working on is my shawl design, which I will show you. I took it with me on my trip because I wanted to work on it, and I did work on it a lot, and it was turning out to be really complicated. And so I've redone it in my head. I haven't actually reknit it, but I've simplified it a lot. So it's a lot less work for you and a lot more work for me, which is okay. I'd rather make it less work for you because who wants to buy a pattern where you have to do a lot of work? That's just lame, right? Right. So I knit a gauge swatch the other day. It's now gotten squashed in the bag, but this is Leading Men Fiber Art Soliloquy in their glacial colorway. And it's just plain stock net. And I'm going to measure the size of each stitch. So I'm going to, do the typical 4x4 measurement and then take an average and then do some calculations about where I need the increases to be and how many there need to be in each section. And then instead of giving you like unlimited options of patterns that you can do in each section, or stitch patterns that you can do in each section, I'm going to narrow it down to like 2 or 3 and give you the stitch counts for them, because before I was like, oh, you can do whatever you want, and then I realized that not all of the stitch patterns that I had chosen are going to fit in there evenly, and then you have to do math, and that's just way too complicated. So I mean, I have the formula, so I'll do it and then write in the pattern to say, well, you have one, choice of one of these 3, and this is how many repeats you do for each of them, and continue on. So that's that. This is what I pulled the needles out of the shawl because it was really bunched up on these really short needles, and I was like, I have no idea what it looks like. I have I think I know what it looks like, but I was really concerned that I was increasing too severely, and that would just like create this like really crescent shawl, which I didn't want. I did want a crescent. So I do have, it's pretty crescent shaped, and so I just pulled the needles out. I haven't ripped it out, obviously, because I'm showing it to you here. But there are a number of sections on here that are not going to stay those same sections. But I do like the shape that it's making, so it will lay nicely on you, and you can, you know, do it, like wrap it around, and eventually, because it's going to be huge. I mean, I have tons of yarn left. It's a 650 gram skein, so there will be plenty. And so I'm really happy with how it's turning out, so I will keep these increases for the most part. I think I will adjust them a little bit, just because there is a lot of fabric down here at the bottom, so it could actually stretch way more than it is. And in order to see some of the lace patterns, you're going to want to stretch it, and then it's just going to get really curvy, and it gets crazy at a certain point. There's like a kind of a breaking point here where it kind of almost, it goes from being this nice kind of swoopy curve to being this like whoosh hairpin turn when you kind of block it out. So that isn't what I wanted. So I'm going to adjust those a little bit and hopefully get that written up soon. I have some test knitters lined up, and I've sent them like some preliminary information so they can get all ready. And I had plans to work on it this weekend and then didn't get to it as much as I wanted to. So I'll get there. Pan, are you going to come here? Or he's contemplating. Come here. Come here. You're just going to sit over there? Okay. You can do that. Sorry. Now you're just going to sit there and stare at me. So that's really it for On the Island. The rest of the things I finished. So last week I told you that I finished my white sandy beach socks, but I didn't show them to you, so I will show them to you. Let me stick one on a blocker. I had different socks on the blocker, but I can, oops. Let's get these on here nicely so that you can actually see the pattern correctly. Oh, there we go. So there they are. These are my white sandy beach socks. One of them. Here's the other one. Ta-da! And this is the pattern. If you're new to the podcast, this is the pattern that I wrote up and released in December of last year. And to kind of go along with the beach theme of the triple swirl hat, twisted sand mitts, and waves on the sand cowl. Wow, I actually got all those right. I'm pretty impressed with myself. So this is the beachy themed sock, which I really like. It goes really quickly, which I was really happy with. And I made it a lot taller than the previous one, which I really like the length. And I added a few more stitches on the foot, which is what I needed to do. And I'm very happy with it. So, ta-da! I may be knitting another pair of these in the near future, but we'll see. So I finished those a couple weeks ago, and last night I finished my Batgirl socks. Ta-da! So this is, oh, sorry, I forgot to say, these are Leading Wind Fiber Arts Show Steeler. So it's their MCN base. In Poseidon is the colorway. And this is GnomeAcres Bungalow Gnome, which is her BFL base, in Batgirl. So, ta-da! They are mostly stockinette, except for the bat symbol that is on the front. Here, I'll show you on the other sock, since it's not on the blocker. And see if you can see it. It's hard. So it's done in purl stitches. Da-da. You can kind of see there. It's kind of stretched out there. Actually, I discovered that it's actually easier to see on the wrong side. I haven't clipped the ends yet, but go in there. There, you can kind of see it. Maybe, hopefully. So, that is that symbol, and it's on here. It's very subtle. I didn't mean for it to be overly apparent. I mean, from here you definitely can't tell. So now that I've finished these, I will take some pictures and release the chart. It's all ready to go. It's just the chart. It's very simple for the bat symbol, which you can do on any weight of yarn, as I have done with this hat. Ta-da! So I also knit a hat out of my GnomeAcres Batgirl this is her squishy gnome, which is her worsted weight merino base. And it swirls. Ta-da! So the yarn swirls one way, and the bat symbols swirl the other way. So I started with one down here. You can see them a little bit more on the worsted weight because they're a little bigger, obviously. And then the next one's up here, and then the next one's over here, and then you kind of get the idea. They go up from there. So there's one up there in the yellow. They're not apparently obvious either, but that's okay. And let's see what this hat looks like. I think it blocked out a lot bigger than I was originally intending. Oh, that's not bad. So it's slouchy in the back. It's still a little damp because I blocked it last night. But I like it. Ta-da! So now this will match my socks. Oops. Ta-da! So we won't wear that because that's a little weird. But, ooh, hair all over the place. So I finished that last night as well. And this was another project I took with me to Oregon as kind of a backup if I had finished these socks and my shawl was at a point where I really needed to pay attention and I just needed a project that I didn't really have to pay attention to. So I took this and I did end up starting. I think I started on the plane on the way home because I was just tired of knitting on tiny little needles. And the shawl was kind of annoying me at that point, and it was also on smaller needles with smaller yarn. And I was like, I just want something big and squishy. Oh, now you want to come back? No, not really. Can't be there. Come here. So I ended up knitting on this on the plane. What, do you want to wear a hat? What do you look like in the hat? You look pretty funny in the hat. You're just gonna sit there in it. Okay. So I finished my 2 Batgirl things. I will take some pictures of those and release that pattern along with hi, are you done wearing the hat? Along with the Star Trek chevron pattern. Because it's just the chart. So they're ready to be released. I just needed some pictures of that part up front. Yeah, they're hard to see in these. It'd probably be easier if I knit a swatch on a solid color yarn, but I don't really want to put that much effort into it. Sorry. If someone knits it on a solid color yarn, I may choose their pattern to feature on the project page or pattern page so you can see it more easily. But anyway, the Batgirl stuff is done, which I'm very pleased with, and the socks fit much better. I can get them over my heel, which is yay! It's kind of the purpose of socks, right? If you can't get them on, they're not really socks. They're just things that look like socks that don't fit you. I guess they're socks for someone with smaller feet, but I wanted them to be for me, and so therefore they didn't fit. Okay, next, before I start rambling on about that, I have an update. Sorry, I'm going to do some clicking here. About a couple weeks ago, I talked about the origins of Merino sheep. I forgot to bring this up. Here it is. And one of my viewers so nicely pointed out that may not be the entire story of the origins behind Merino sheep. So I thought I would update you with a more clear version. You may have already known this, and I was just silly and didn't do some more research to find out that Merino sheep actually come from Portugal originally. And it was from Portugal that they were then introduced to Spain. And that is when the crossbreeding between the Spanish Merino and the English Merino happened, and I think that particular breed of Merino, so it's like a sub-breed, I don't know how they qualify this, I didn't actually look this up, I'm just making things up, but those are the ones that don't stop growing wool, and that the original Merino from Portugal, I don't think is that way, because they actually live in the wild, so this special breeding between the Spanish and the English was something that they did on purpose to create a domestic breed of sheep that had nice wool that they grow all the time. So that's kind of the update. You can go look up more yourself if you wanted to know. I just thought I would clarify things so that you don't think that that's the entire story, because it may not be entirely correct. I didn't want to go out there saying that, oh yeah, this is totally what things are, when it may not be entirely correct. So don't believe everything I say. Just, it's my opinion or my knowledge at that particular moment, which may or may not be complete. Okay, from the mainland, I have some things that I forgot to bring out here. So I'm going to kick this cat off my lap for a moment and go get them. Okay, I'm back. I got all of my goodies that I received in the mail this week. So a while ago, I ordered a kit from Oloops to participate in their Harry Potter knit-along. So that finally came because the Harry Potter knit-along is starting very soon. And I ordered the Dobby kit because I missed the Gryffindor kits, and I'm a Gryffindor. So I ordered the Dobby kit, and I said, can you please put me in Gryffindor? Because the Dobby one was the one where you could purchase to be in any of the houses, or you could purchase the Dobby kit, and they would just kind of put you in a house. And every test I've ever taken puts me in Gryffindor. So I'm very solidly a Gryffindor, and I was very happy that they obliged my request and put me in. Obliged my request? I don't think that's an actual sentence, but they were very obliging and granted my request to be in Gryffindor. So this is the yarn that came with the kit, with all the kits, I believe. It's called A Wizard's Life. And it's absolutely stunning. It's so many beautiful colors. It's teal, and it's got this green and this like chartreusey color, and in the middle that you can't really see is this like pink, and then it's got this gorgeous like coppery brown, and then it's got a little bit of like natural, just a tad like in between some of the colors. So I'm really happy with this, and so that's going to be something for the knit-along. And the first challenge is to make something that represents your house in some way. So I'm going to do the Sword of Gryffindor mitts that came in the unofficial Harry Potter magazine. I forget who put this out. The Ginny cardigan is the one that's on the front. So I'm going to do the Sword of Gryffindor mitts because those are pretty Gryffindor, if you ask me. So I don't know if I'm going to use this. I know you get extra points if you use Oloops yarn. I don't have a whole lot of Oloops yarn. In fact, I have this one and then this one. And this is the chosen one is the colorway. And this I ordered from someone's destash that they had on the thread. And I loved the colors. It's teal and blue and silvery gray. And I may use this to do the mitts. We'll see. Because I feel like the Sword of Gryffindor chooses you, so you would be part of the chosen one. So I got this and this week, and so one of those is going to be the Sword of Gryffindor mitts, and the other will become something else for a later challenge. So also as part of the kit, you got your letter welcoming you to Hogwarts, which I just think is so fun. So I got my letter and my equipment list here, so I won't read it to you all and bore you, but that came, and it also comes with a ticket for King's Cross Station to get on the Hogwarts Express, and then you get some coupon codes, and you get a lotion bar from Lip Syncing Ladybug, and you get a little sample there. Ooh, that's really bright. I don't know why it's so bright. But anyway, get that. You get a stitch marker from Freckled Whimsy. Oh, that's really bright. There we go. There's a coupon code in the back. So I don't want to show you that, but Freckled Whimsy. And you get tape measure and some tea, because Trelawney has read your tea leaves. And you get a little divination bag with these two fun things in it that tell you which groups you're going to be in the future. So the first, you cannot eat that cat. The first month, which is October, you're in houses. And then the second month, you get sorted into professions, and then the third month is the Battle of Hogwarts. And so you either are on the Death Eater, the bad guys, or the good guys. That's basically how it goes. And you earn points by knitting things that fit with the challenge. And ta-da! So this is my first time participating. I've watched it happen the past 2 years, and timing was funky. And so I thought this year I really want to participate. So I'm very excited, and yay! So you'll be seeing some Harry Potter things coming up soon. And that's all I got from the mainland. I think that's all I have for this week. It's kind of short, but hopefully I'll have pulled out some things from hibernation next week to show you to be knitting on. But I'm really happy to be finished with those things and starting some new things. So that's very exciting. All right, have a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye!